So there's my thing right there. We're talking black crime. Start getting on these youth first because they're the upcoming people in these community, and all they see is red, and the first thing they do is go to shoot each other.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. That's the point that I'm making right there. Is
and
that
so there are boots on the ground in the community. There are patrol, like community patrol as well, but that's not always enough because the new generation sometimes does not want to listen, and they come with a different level of aggression that puts others fearful as well. Like elders don't want to deal with that.
Yes, most definitely.
I'm protecting my energy. Circle smaller now. I'm watching people that's kin to me. You love who? Stop it, would you? You don't even know me. Gave me so many pills. Probably wonder why I ain't OD. Half of these niggas are police, but y'all already knew that, and that's what y'all be gossiping.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy, Lano XL, Mr. 18 Pockets.
And yo, what's up? It's your boy, Mr. McGee, a.k.a. Boopy, a.k.a. Born Rich. And Lano.
Uh-huh.
How you feeling, brother?
I feel good. Actually, y'all know what I feel like?
Talk to me.
I feel like a guy who forgot that he had some money and then I found it.
Okay.
Hey, y'all forgot you had some money?
So you feeling lucky.
Exactly.
That sounds like a movie, right? Do you feel lucky? Right?
No.
You playing, what's that, Russian roulette?
Yeah.
I put one bullet
What's
in
the white guy that say that, though?
You feel lucky. I think that's Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson.
That's not Jack Nicholson, bro.
It's one of them, man. It's one of them.
Hey, today we have a
special guest.
Special guest. We got two special guests, if y'all can see.
There you go. There you go.
This is our first time ever doing this, but hey, it's enlightening, right?
Absolutely. It's different.
It's very different.
But us being the consummate professionamos that we are, we're gonna power through. You know?
And my phone's on do not disturb.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm gonna try.
But we're gonna have some fun today, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Got a special guest, a beautiful guest in the building,
yes,
man.
We do.
She got some shit to say that a lot of y'all need to hear.
Most definitely.
I don't need to hear it. But you guys really need to pay attention to everything she says. This is a person who, if you got some shit to talk about, you got some problems, you suffer from past trauma, then she's here to listen to you and give you some advice, man.
Most definitely.
We got the relatable counselor in the building.
What's
Mandii.
up?
Hey.
How you doing, Miss Mandii?
As you see, have my assistants
You got your handfuls today.
Yeah, you can have your business. Come on.
You can jump up there. Yeah, come on in here. He want to be on the camera.
This is real. We're going to show the world that this is very much real. He want to be on
camera today, man.
He want to be on camera. This is what we doing. We got an author.
Absolutely.
We got a social justice activist, a certified life coach.
Certified.
I ain't certified in nothing. But she's certified. We got a therapist and a mother, as we can all see.
Absolutely.
Right here. Okay, so we got the relatable counselor live in the building. Congratulations. We're happy to have you. It's been a long time coming.
It has. I'm sorry about my assistant, but you know.
Oh, it's okay, man. We got, it's okay.
Yeah. Now it just shows you how real it is, man. You know what I mean? It shows you that, you know, people, listen, man, people have to do whatever they have to do to make shit work. And I know that's cliche as hell, but when I say that, I mean like, hey, sometimes you gotta bring your child to put the work in.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
And it would not be the first time for me.
And we're not tripping about it. We just, it's new. Okay, I don't know.
He's upset.
Probably no down.
Yeah.
You're okay.
He's upset.
Oh yeah, he
But-
wants your cup.
Well, wow.
yeah.
Definitely can't have that.
That's what he was reading for. He was
not.
Definitely can't have that.
Absolutely
I
not.
wish I had a similar
You
cup.
definitely
like
can't
that.
have this. You know what I mean? But yes, man, nonetheless, we are happy to have you here.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? We appreciate everything you do, and we appreciate for you sitting down with us, give us a moment to pick your brain, right?
No,
so
thank you.
Are you Nashville born and raised or no?
I am not. I am Chicago born and raised.
Yeah, I don't like when y'all do that. I don't like when y'all, cause what he just asked a good question. Are you from like you're a local native? And it's like I am not. Yeah, like
I am not. And it's not. I'm not saying in a bad way. Yeah, we're not saying in a bad way. But when I first moved down here, I realized a lot of people that goes to the schools here are from Chicago, and then or claim it but aren't from Chicago.
Yeah.
So like the suburbs, no, like I'm from Chicago.
Okay, because there's a lot of gang members that I know that act like they've been in Chicago, but they ain't never been in Chicago.
No, we from Maywood, Aurora,
South Side. I always
Bolingbrook.
hear South Side Chicago.
That's still Chicago.
She said Aurora. Aurora is crazy. Aurora.
That's the suburb.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so it's still
Okay.
the suburbs.
All right. So you saying college? What college did you go to?
So I went to several. So originally I started off in Virginia, and then I went back home.
Yeah.
And went to Kishwaukee College, which is a junior college near Northern Illinois University. And
Okay.
so I finished there with my bachelor's, and I also had my associates. And then my master's, I went down to Alabama.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You traveling, learning.
And you
Got
shitting
to.
on us. And you
So-
shitting on us with these degrees. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Sorry. Do you want to go get your race car?
Okay. He's
racing his cookies. Okay.
But I learned early on, my professor taught me never get your next degree from the same institute because you're not going to grow in that same space. You're supposed to evolve. So I make sure I go somewhere else to learn each and every time.
So don't get two or three degrees in the same institute.
But ideally, it's okay because, I mean, you're going to get like that financial aid. You're already going to have all that.
I didn't know what to do to grab
You're fine. Let me see. But I mean, ideally, you already have that rapport and stuff, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, I felt like what I learned from one space, I need to learn from somewhere else because everybody's mindset is completely different, like completely. So like, I knew when I went to school at Kishwaukee, junior college, it was like, okay, we just BSing low key. I just want to get my associate.
Yeah.
And then when I went to NIU, I'm around everybody, and it was great. But ideally enough, I'm like, this is like a party school, and I have a lot of mental health issues there as well. So when I took a break from school, here you go, baby. My boss at the time told me, like, you should go back for your master's in counseling. I'm like, well, why would you tell me to do that? Like, I prefer to teach. I prefer to, do other things. And then I went, and Alabama's completely different from Chicago, like a whole different
Oh, most
upside
definitely.
down, which I was
Huge
not,
culture
I was
change.
not prepared for.
Yeah.
And but I loved it though. It was like very close knit, but it brought a lot of things to the forefront that I pushed in the back of my mind because I'm from Chicago that I didn't know that was actually an issue.
Okay.
And so, like, now I'm here, and a lot of things in Nashville that I kind of ignored as well, in Alabama that I am just embracing. And now I'm back in school for my second master's in restorative justice.
Okay.
So let me ask you this: when you went to Alabama, was you a counselor already for the prison system?
No. So when
Okay.
I went to school down there, I was actually a teacher for Chicago. So I worked for the charter school systems and the public school systems there. And that's, like I said, my boss at the time, my vice principal, gave me the inspiration to go back. And so while I was there in school, I became a cognitive behavioral instructor at the prisons here simultaneously while finishing up my program.
Oh, so in Tennessee you
Yeah.
became.
So like
they
my
were hitting
last
on
year-
you, wasn't it?
Child, the women, yes.
Oh, so you
I was at the women's prison first.
okay? So when you had this is a good one.
Yeah.
So women,
Shout out to the LGBTQ, right? Shout them out. Shout them out, like
I don't know the alphabet.
Shout them out.
Shout out to the
lesbians.
Can I
right?
say the gay girls? Is
No.
that-
Whoa.
Oh, I can't say that.
No,
Okay,
no.
what
We're
word
gonna be
can you say?
respectful.
What word can
mark
you say?
Mark that, Taylor.
Yeah, but
Go
what word
ahead.
can you say then?
LGBTQ
The lesbians.
plus.
Look how they got us trained. You can't even say that. That's crazy. Why I can't say that?
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, the goal is to be respectful of people's pronouns and how they
Okay,
present
put me
themselves.
in my
Because
place,
ideally,
though.
like me, if I'm walking down the street, as you all know recently, like, don't call me no nigga, because we going to have a problem.
Oh, okay. See, I'm the one that ain't gonna have a problem. Yeah.
That's not my name.
No, it's not my name either though, but I ain't gonna have a problem. I mean, I most definitely understand what you're saying. So they was hitting on you and they wasn't even trying to listen to what you talking about.
No, so it was, honestly, the women's prison was like my first time, great experience. And I actually loved it.
So when you walked in, you say
So
you
when I first started, my first group of women, they were actually like, I let my groups name themselves, so give them their own names. And so they was like Miss B's favorites, world's favorites, something like that. No, world's greatest. I was okay. So it's my class is 16 women, and ideally you have to finish the 5 weeks to be eligible for parole, to get the certificate saying like, you know, you did the cognitive stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
so you had that certificate for parole.
Yeah.
So you the
to
class.
help them ask for parole.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in your class anyway.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get smaller time.
Yeah. And so it started out like the first 2 weeks, you could feel like the tension between women though, because a lot of things go on behind the doors that people don't know about in the women's prison. A lot of neglect. And I had to step in as well, which was not my role. I didn't get paid to do, but like some of the officers were like withholding like hygiene products. So like in our building, there's a bathroom in the hallway. And the officer that's at the front window in the box or whatever, she would take the tissue out of the bathroom and make them go use the bathroom or grab tissue before, like roll it and hand it to them and come back and then get soap, go back and wash their hands. To me, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
you're taking away their rights. So ideally, talk to AWC. He put all the stuff back in the bathroom themselves.
Which is the warden, right?
The assistant warden.
The assistant warden,
Yeah,
okay.
assistant warden treatment. And put it all back in the bathrooms, pads, tampons, everything, because you're not supposed to do that, like, at all. And that showed them, like, you know, not only am I on your side, but, like, you know, I trust you trust me, all those things. Yeah. And that made our group even stronger, so they were more willing to
you gained real good points, because you got something to say, like, I see the injustice, what's going on, and I'm about to go speak on it.
Because, like, I did, like, what was your purpose? Just to do, like, a power pool?
Well, sometimes it can be their purpose, though. Sometimes it can be, or it can be something done happen in the bathroom before.
So I've seen both sides. I've seen a power pool, and then I've seen the bathroom side where they'll hide the stuff in the pass and try to pass it or hide it behind the tissue. So I've seen both sides. I totally understand.
Yeah.
But in this particular group, I had a lot of women who were like in and out for medical appointments, on like crutches. I had one more person in a wheelchair. So it's like, you know, maybe they shouldn't be going back. And it was still COVID, fresh for COVID. So I'm not pressed to give you tissue and soap. Like, just take it.
You got to take it now because it's COVID going around, most definitely. So that's what you was a counselor at this time?
At DCRC.
Yeah, while COVID was big, though, right? Okay. That's what's up, man. That's
that's a lot.
Women,
that's a lot
and the reason I say that because women
Yeah.
prison, and I'll stay on this for a second, because women prison and men prison is totally different.
Two different jungles.
It's two different jungles. Women prison, and I say this a lot, man, and I'm going to always say this for the women. For me, it's heartbreaking because a lot of women that is incarcerated on Sundays, man, visitation is very slim. Like, they don't have like men prison visitation is in block hours because it's so many women and so many
coming to visit,
right?
Yeah.
Guys meet girls online. I mean, it's just crazy, right? And you got women that just that come, and they're not all big women. I try to tell people that, but on the flip side, when I talk about the women's prison, it's very heartbreaking.
Yeah, they want their kids to come. Their
kids don't show up.
Come.
The family don't bring the kids.
But it's
to show
also
up.
harder as well because let me come in with this on. First off, you got a hood on. Can't wear that. Then you got a logo on. Can't wear that.
Yeah.
So you got kids with this stuff on coming in with pictures.
Yeah.
Like, no go.
Yeah.
And then ideally a lot of women, you know, when you come, which I didn't know until I moved down here, when you go into the system, you have such a longer amount of time, you lose your rights. And then you end up paying child support to whoever has your kids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I ain't locked up and I get 17 cents an hour and I got to pay child support.
Man, I think my assistant, she made the most out of the group and she made 34 cents an hour.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But I always tell people that, man, prison for women is very heartbreaking at times. I'm not saying that the crimes that they committed, they shouldn't be there. Yeah, but I'm saying the rules and the way that they are treated and just how loved ones is. You got women that is in situations because of a man.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot
of
those.
And none of the men come and see them. None of the men take care of them, help them out or whatnot.
They
so it's
get
very
lesser
hard.
time, honestly.
Who get less time?
The men with the women. I've had.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah,
most definitely.
One
most
woman,
definitely.
She and her partner did like fraud and stuff like that. She caught like 15. He caught like 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is ridiculous.
No, because putting something on a woman is easy.
Well, I mean, the ride or die mentality.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I'm
Absolutely.
gonna take the charge for my man. I'm not gonna take the charge.
You
for my
want to take a
man.
charge?
No,
So you
sorry.
hold on.
I'm gonna hold you
So
accountable.
you wouldn't take a? You gonna hold them accountable?
I'm gonna hold you accountable.
But you know those type of women, and when I say those type of women, I mean condone guys who are
I
doing
don't.
it,
I don't.
and that's good.
Yeah, no.
That's good. So
Yeah.
you,
I think she's saying she would know off the top, like, hey, these are my rules, these are my boundaries,
and
we're
do.
not doing. Yeah, like we're not doing.
I had
that.
a
We're not
relationship.
doing
I had a relationship
Yeah.
that ended like that, but I thought she was playing. Because
See,
I
and
was-
that's the thing. Y'all be thinking women are playing.
'Cause a lot of y'all are playing.
No,
A lot
the
of
reason
y'all
I'm
play.
thinking she's playing
Because
because
you can
I,
put some limits with some.
look,
yeah.
if you line up 10 women that I done talked to, they all let me do it.
And
They
you
all
think
didn't
you
have,
can-
they ain't had
you
nothing to
can-
say about it.
Yeah.
So this one that come along and say, hey, you got to June of this to don't be doing this no more.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, man, this all. I mean, it's like
'Cause you
March
heard it
when
so
she
many
tell-
times before.
Well, I never heard that before, but I'm
Oh.
thinking she's only saying it. It's March. Yeah, I might be the new guy that she ever never had do this before, right?
Yeah,
so I'm
absolutely.
thinking it's going in one out the other, and it's February going in March. She's telling me to June. I'm like, I
got time.
I got plenty of time. And
Yeah.
then when May come, I still didn't hear nothing. But then when June came, she most definitely confronted
you
me.
off.
Well, didn't cut me off quickly, but did confront me about, hey, what did I talk about? This is my life. I want to do this. This
Yeah.
this is what I want to do in life, and I see what you're doing is not in line with what I got going on. Even the financial was good.
Yeah.
But I was still in the streets, and she didn't want to do that. She was
Yeah.
TSU girl. She was trying to find her way in life also. But that do happen, right?
So she gave you a boundary.
Gave me a boundary.
There you
And men don't like boundaries. I don't like boundaries if I'm in a relationship,
Yeah.
right? So I don't want to really date a woman to tell me, because I'm, pause for a second.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for what, 13, 14?
10 years.
Since I was 13, 14.
Oh,
probably.
you're old.
Being bad. I'm saying
Okay,
being
being bad.
Being bad, right?
Okay.
And so now I'm at my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
and so for the last 8-9 years, I have been doing what I want to
This
do.
is your life.
This
Yeah.
is my this is my life. And when you try to tell me that I can't do it now, as I think about it, it was like it was right.
Yeah.
But at that moment, I'm like, I don't want boundaries. I don't want boundaries. You like boundaries?
Love them.
Oh, so so a guy can give you boundaries?
Sure can.
Okay. And if you don't like it,
Ideally, you give me the option on how to treat you and what you will and won't go for. If you give me free roam, younger me, I'm gonna act the plum fool.
I mean,
do.
even what
Oh.
about you now? You'll probably
Look
still
at
act
my
a
dog.
fool.
Look
You'll
at my
probably still
dog,
act
yeah.
a fool right now.
No,
I'm trying to say
no,
younger
no.
me.
Yeah.
She tried to slide that in
No, I'm
there.
serious.
The younger me.
No, don't say yeah.
Not the younger me. Like,
No,
you
I'm
probably-
serious. So younger me. So you can even ask my ex, my daughter's father.
Call him so we can ask him.
Do you want to?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because
I like that.
he's on his way here tomorrow. He would tell you everything. So with him, us being, so I've known him since I was like 13. We've been dating since I was like 19. We're like a 3-year gap, right?
okay.
And so with him, there were no boundaries and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned very early with that relationship, I need to have something in place and vice versa because he used to like cheat, right? And so at that young age, I'm like, okay, well, as long as my man come home to me
Yeah,
and blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
Which is
okay.
a good attitude to have.
No, it's not because it got me in trouble. And so there was this one incident having that mentality, and it was a party, and I went to it, and he was there with another girl doing some things, and I called him in the act. I said, "Oh, okay,"
Uh-huh.
dragged her
Oh.
out the house, and then got into it with him. And I was like, at that point, I saw myself like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Yeah,
that person.
yeah.
I need to have in place, like, not you come home to me. No, I need you to respect me as my partner, that this is uncomfortable. And this is what you want to do, then count me out, please.
I
Like,
feel you.
I don't want
I
that.
just feel like boundaries at times. It's like boundaries for me is don't say them too fast then, right? Like don't give me a boundary too fast. Like if I try to date a girl and as soon as I be like, hey man, I want to get to know you, and she be like, yeah, I don't date without a purpose. You like, whoa, I just want to get to know you. I probably want to take you out. I only like you after that.
Yeah, but she know what she want though. I don't really. I'm gonna tell you the reason I don't really get mad. Right, I don't get mad at that because it's a woman telling me, "Hey, I am dating with a purpose. I have messed with this guy. This guy just want to fuck. This guy just want to.
But what about if you just want to fuck too? How do you swag that though?
Then you lie. You gotta lie.
You don't.
Then you lie. Yeah. You have to lie.
No,
you have to say me too.
I'd rather a man be honest from the jump.
No, absolutely.
Instead of playing games, you play games with me.
I like when a woman tell me what her last person did, because I get to say this.
See,
man, I ain't gonna do none of that.
Nothing like him.
And then I'm double that. I love
Why would
it.
you do that? That inflicts more trauma that does not need to be there.
Well, sometimes because no, listen, I'm like him. This guy, I'm like when my guy.
Don't say no, hell no. The only reason I said lie is you asked me a question. I didn't say I lie. I won't lie. If you tell me your boundaries and I can't do it, then I can't do it. Right. I just lost out on that one.
It depends on how bad I'm trying to talk.
But it ain't that serious because I slide in somebody else DM. Yeah, I slide in somebody else DM and say, you know what, maybe that wasn't for me.
Right, you have that option.
Yeah, I'll just move.
But he'll move fast too, though.
Yeah,
He's talking about So look, we talked about that, man. Let's get into something serious also, because I see that you are a social, justice activist.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's going on right now. We got two things going on. We got the Sonya Massey thing that's going on, but we also have something that's going on in Nashville, Tennessee, at this time. With different organizations, not seeing eye to eye protests, organizations calling other, African Americans out of their name and stuff like that. Give me your take on these tough and complicated situations that's going on. Like, what do you think that we people, and I say we people, I'm sorry, us African Americans can do better? I know they can do better in a situation like this because some of us are angry. Some of us are angry.
To be angry though, and why do we have to do better? It's the people that's doing it first. They need to do better. Like that video with those young boys getting yelled at by those neo-Nazi people, and our cop says, "You guys need to be better than them." No. You need to get these men out the way, harassing these young boys, not doing nothing to them.
Most definitely.
You tell them to be better. You be better as a law enforcement because your job is to protect and serve, protect these babies, serve the community, and move them away.
Most definitely.
But all right, here we
go.
Here we go. So we know that's never gonna happen.
Of course not.
Just because the system is set up to, they're going to protect the people that they're supposed to protect. So. Yeah. I'm never gonna look at law enforcement to protect and serve because that even goes back to the Sonya Massey situation.
Most definitely,
they did not protect and serve that black woman that moment. So I wouldn't expect them to protect and serve those young black boys in that situation.
Most definitely, you make a good point.
We have to stop looking at people to protect and serve us, man. Family, nobody's coming to save us. So we can keep doing the same bullshit and running around and harming each other if we want to, and then we're going to still be up under the same system of white supremacy that our great-grandfathers and grandfathers and fathers was up under. So, I mean, that's my little rant for the moment.
I don't disagree, but I also feel like people should stop hiring these folks in these roles that don't deserve to be there.
Yeah.
So if your job is to protect and serve, I always say, because my father is retired Chicago police. So
oh hell.
No. Don't do that. Trust me. If you know him, you.
No, I'm more speaking about the like the things that happen in Chicago to be an officer.
My dad has gone through a lot as an officer.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Being shot, being in car accidents, but he's cleared up a whole community and people love him. He's had a background before he became an officer, and that's what made him become an officer, to start protecting those boys in those areas and pour back into them. But I feel like ideally, if you're getting into this role, there needs to be more extensive background checks, definitely more mental health going on, not these little quick polygraph tests and asking his questions and that. No, you need to be more in depth. The officer that killed Sonya Massey, he got discharged from the military. He had several DUIs. He
6 different infractions.
So ideally, Springfield, Illinois, it's similar to here. So I can see how he became an officer, But within the same token, he should have not been picked. I've met men who've had like a misdemeanor for like assault, for like fighting somebody in college or whatever, and not get picked to be an officer.
Okay.
Like, why not? That was back then. This man has done things throughout his career as serving and protecting, and you guys still hire him on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think they do
put
that.
Them folks at fault.
I think they do that to go to like small counties, right? I remember listening to couple of correctional officers and stuff, and they was telling me like you can get fired from like not fired because they'll resign. You get
resign you.
So Metro police officer can get rid of you, but we can go to Springfield.
Absolutely, they get transferred.
Yeah, we'll just get transferred.
It's transferred. Yeah, it's transferred. That's what we. So it's a saying, man. They say corrupt cops don't get fired; they get transferred, which is all the time, bro. Like you just said, you said the realest thing. You can do a bunch of bullshit and have you know my favorite. You know my favorite number 17.
Yeah.
You can have 17 infractions in Nashville and then move to fucking bumfuck Alabama and become an officer. You see what I'm saying? And actually, they will pay you a transfer bonus, a move-in bonus.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
See, that's crazy.
Yeah,
because it's a lot really going on. And my take on it is, I feel like one, I'm gonna go back to what you said about the officer saying something to the kids. Most definitely, the officer should have said something to the adults.
Of course.
Immediately. Whatever your target is down here, it shouldn't be kids. I don't care what
kids.
color or anything. Whatever your target or what you're trying to get out to the public, it shouldn't have anything to do with you disrespecting the child. So I most definitely understand that. And we do gotta, for me, I always think about a lot of my culture only really gets together when it's something like this happening. Yeah. We don't really get together when it's somebody in our neighborhood killing each other.
I think we do. I disagree. I think we do. And we have groups like the Violence Interrupters. We have New Era Chicago, New Era Detroit. And I hate that narrative that every time we watch the police do some bullshit to us, then we all of a sudden look up and say, hey, what about black on black crime?
Yeah.
Right now, we're not talking about black on black crime because that's being addressed every day in our neighborhood. Just because you may not be doing it or I may not be doing it, don't mean it ain't strong brothers. Yeah. We just sit here with the brother LT the other day. He's a part of the 200-man stand. Violence Interrupters.
Yeah.
These brothers are boots on the ground in Dodge City and JC and UC when we sitting at home on our ass watching YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
brother?
sure.
And not trying to attack what you saying.
No, I got to attack you.
Yeah. I just hate.
No, wait, you get done, I'm gonna go.
I just hate that narrative.
Yeah.
Because me and my brother, we done did 50-something shows, and we never talk about black on black crime. But as soon as we say, hey, the police did some bullshit to a black person, then everybody want to say, well, what about the black people doing it?
And that's my point right there. Like, we never talk about it because, like I said, we don't talk about it until it gets brought up on the different races and whatnot like that. But we don't talk about the black on black crime. Okay, cool. Sonya Massey has happened. I don't want to say swept under the rug, but once that do die down, I want to see us get together and say, okay, you know what? I want to patrol ourselves. I don't think we patrol ourselves. I think we do wait on for corrupted cops to come into our neighborhoods to do this type of stuff. So that's why I feel like.
So let's run it back.
Yeah, run it back. Come on, baby.
Talk to us.
Okay, so you guys have had a black on black crime recently. Clemmy G's niece recently died. Remember the shooting with all the kids in the projects and the girl that died?
Was they having a vigil and then somebody did a drive-by?
No, it wasn't a drive-by.
Okay.
It was actually a fight.
Okay, you got to elaborate then.
Okay, I'm trying to watch my terms.
The baby died?
Yes, she did die, and that is black on black crime right there because it started off as a fight. I did even as well. That 13-year-old boy that had got shot as well. How it started with like a fight between two girls, and then the other boy jumped in, and then he got shot as well. And I looked at all those comments on Scoop when the person that shot him had got arrested, and there were all the kids like, "We can't wait till you get locked up. This guy got something for you," and blah blah blah. I didn't see no adults in those comment sections at all. All I saw was kids arguing and talking about they finna get they lick back. So there's my thing right there. We're talking black and black crime. Start getting on these youth first because they're the upcoming people in these community, and all they see is red, and the first thing they do is go to shoot each other.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. That's the point that I'm making right there. Is
and
that
so there's people, there are boots on the ground in the community. There are patrol, like community patrol as well, but that's not always enough because the new generation sometimes does not want to listen, and they come with a different level of aggression that puts others fearful as well. Like elders don't want to deal with that.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Then who's gonna protect them?
And that's right. We do got to start with the youth. And I'm one of the guys that say we got to talk to the youth. But I feel like don't talk to the youth if you ain't fit to give them nothing. Because yes, I can talk him down for the moment of having red in his eyes. But if I'm not about to give him a substitute of what he's going through at that moment, then I think right now while he's talking to me, he understands. But when he walks back off and get in his car and put an NBA young boy back in, then what I said went out his ear.
It's not even that. It's like once you talk to him, it's great, but you realize they gotta leave the safe space you just gave them and go back to the same community where all that stuff festered.
That's it.
I'm sorry, baby.
So we have to try to teach people, if possible, to overcome your environment. You know what I mean? There's so many stories of people who grew up in the quote unquote hood that had to overcome that and become great. So we have to you do have to tell them, but I also agree with you. You have to show them something and try to get them out of that environment as much as you can.
Yeah, I just don't want to be Crump.
Knowing that they still have to go.
Crump, what's his name? The dude, the Amalam chaser.
Being Crump.
I just don't want to be him, man. Every time he's an Amalam chaser because this is what happens. I only see his face. I only see his face, right? Viral moments is when it's one of us that's going through heartbreak. I never seen him say, I'm not saying that he doesn't do this, and I want to say Dallas. I'm not familiar, but I don't see good stuff about him. Like I don't see him throwing rallies other than him at press conferences. Like I never seen nobody say, hey man, Crump man, he having this right here, man, when there's nothing going on in the news. Only time I see him is when there's a highlight, something in the news. That's the only time I see him.
That's a politician's job, yes.
Is he a politician or is he a civil rights attorney? See, and that's what
same thing.
Right.
See that was same thing.
That what throw me off at times.
His job is to come around when something quote unquote drastic happens. When an injustice happens to the black people. Yeah, absolutely.
He called the officer, hey, shoot him.
Yeah, man, that's who they call. The higher ups call him because he's supposed to go in and be the negotiator, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that makes sure these people get a check.
Oh, that sounds way horrible when you say that.
But
you ain't honest,
I'm being honest, right? Sure. Like I don't even think he cares if the officer goes to jail. Of course, he's gonna he want the money. He's gonna have a press conference and say, "Oh, we deserve justice." But then you find out, hey, this family settled out of court, and he don't give a fuck.
If you look at what you're saying, it's true, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna take the money, and then also what comes with that money is an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. So now they can never talk about it again. And shout out to the people who lost their kids from senseless or racist cops.
Because he's ganging from it. He's ganging it from it.
If you notice, like these families don't talk. They don't write books. They don't really do movies. They don't do any more interviews because a non-disclosure comes with that check.
The Breonna Stewart family and
Breonna Taylor,
I'm sorry, and I was doing my research on it. Family was kind of upset with him because once the money came, the communication with him stopped.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And his
job is done.
I was gonna say job fulfilled.
His job is done.
That's crazy.
What was you expecting from him?
Well, it's not that I expect anything from him. It's just that I don't know. I can't say that he's money motivated, but I can't say that he's for us either though. Because I just say an Amalam. Yeah, I just say he's an Amalam chaser.
Amalams is crazy. But
y'all don't think he is though?
It's just
how you pronounce
Amalams.
it.
Yeah, I'm from East Nashville.
Amalams is crazy. No, fuck it. We
is he though, bro?
We talk. I agree.
You agree with what?
I want to let the guests.
Hold on. You agree with what though?
He's an ambulance chaser.
Woo! What did you wake up? Oh man, something happened.
I like the word she used. He's a politician. Yeah, he's a politician.
I mean, that's the safest way to put it.
Yeah, let me swoop in like a politician. Let me swoop in, get your vote, and now that I got your vote, I see you in 4 years, nigga.
Once I got the bag.
Yeah. So I got your vote. I see you in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here.
We'll flip it over, man. More now because this is what we like to do. We're gonna go all over the spot.
Yeah. We all over the place.
Yeah, we love
But I
this
say
right
this
here.
though. Let's counseling. How did you so you told us about your degrees and all of that, man.
Yeah.
How did you know that counseling, right? Talking to people, I get tired of talking to motherfuckers, man.
I get tired of talking to him.
Talking to people, how did you know that's something that you wanted to do, as a profession?
I didn't. I went to school initially. Well, my dad wanted me to go to school to be a legal drug dealer, aka a pharmacist, right?
Oh, okay.
So-
I was like, what? Your
He
dad
said-
like, okay.
You could have had the perks, but go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go
He
ahead.
was like, when I get old and gray, I know who to go to for my
Yeah.
meds. I'm like, oh no, never mind. Yeah, no. So originally I got into Hampton University for pharmacy, and then I switched. Like my senior year, my passion was really art and education. My art teacher had the biggest effect on me, and I love to like do graffiti, love to paint, love to draw, love to do like wire sculptures. Like that was like my thing my entire senior year. Cause like I finished all my classes, so I was just literally in the art building for like 3 periods.
So you were smart in school?
I finished.
She
early.
said I was.
I
You
was.
finished early?
I
How
was.
early?
So I
Okay,
graduated
shit on
at
'em.
16.
At 16? Oh, congratulations. I did mine at 14.
Yeah.
I'm
But yeah.
But no, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So after teaching, right?
Right. So went to I solidified at NIU. I knew I wanted to do both like social work and education. Got my degrees there, so I am a double major.
Okay.
And a minor in African American Studies. Did all that there. Literally after graduating, started working with the DeKalb school district. Loved it. Loved working with kids there. I did like, okay, I'm ready to move back into Chicago. Like,
Okay.
I think I made my mark in this area for college.
Yeah.
I want to go back home.
Yeah.
So as I did the switch, I started working with the charter school network. But this is for the students who get kicked out of the public school systems or like the regular schools.
Like
in and out of
alternative
juvie.
school, yeah.
Yeah. That's how I knew I liked the prison. But I love that. That was like my go-to.
Being able to talk to the kids, the youth.
What? Yes. Like those kids, like this was like their last chance to like finish, and we connected them with colleges in Chicago. So it was just amazing how like, yeah, they got behavior issues, but how dedicated they were to actually finish.
Okay.
And so I was an academic advisor for them too as well. And decided to make the switch into Chicago public school system. So like when I did that switch, I was the first middle school teacher for history that they had in over 3 years.
Okay.
And because it's always something with the school system up there. And I was also the flag football coach for the boys 7th to 8th grade. So I loved it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You was a flag football coach too? Y'all win or y'all lose?
We won, baby. We won.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
And so doing that, I was the main teacher on the middle school floor that never got into it with a parent. Was cool with the students. They was always coming to my classroom. So I had a peace corner. I'm like, you don't want to be in your class. Come in my classroom, calm down, eat a snack, have lunch with me, whatever the case may be. But when you go back to class, I need you to be regrounded and on your P's and Q's. Like,
Okay, yeah.
and so, and if I ever did have an issue, I'm not teacher that I'm going to FaceTime your mama in class. I'll be like, look at your child.
Oh, I didn't even
said-
think about that now
Yeah.
with technology.
great.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
I
I
started
didn't even
off
think
rip.
about
and I was
that.
like, y'all think I'm playing with you? Okay. Yeah. So I used to do that. And the principal was like, you're doing so good with them. We need a school counselor. You should become the counselor. I was like, no, you're asking too much of me now.
Yeah.
Hey.
So being in school like that, being in education like that, because I didn't even think of that. Like how technology is now.
Yeah, so
I just
like,
FaceTime your mama while you doing.
usually
all
you'll run to the phone and be like, oh, I'm going to call your parent. No,
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
I'm like,
Easy
this is
money.
your son. This is what they're doing right now.
Because I was a liar.
And
No, I'm saying I was a liar.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
We
they
can-
call
we
my
can
mom,
tell.
if they call my mom and tell my
And so
mom
that's
something.
ideally. But I would be texting during the lesson while I'm walking because I will memorize it. And like if something happened that's out of my control, this is something that has to do with the parents. Hey,
See, I ain't gonna be able to lie
come on.
when you FaceTime.
Yeah. If I'm on
You
camera.
can't lie while I'm texting in the moment.
Well, nah, but I'm saying,
So I'm
just
doing play
saying,
by play. But FaceTime it, like in the moment when you're doing it, oh yeah.
yeah, but lying from scale 1 to 10, lying, I'm probably a 10, right? But I'm
A
saying
10 at Lion.
yeah, line is easy. But this
Oh,
my
yeah?
name is Lano. L-A-N line ass.
Nigga, oh yeah.
So this is what I'm saying though. That's dope because now I can't lie.
Yeah.
Nah,
When you
that's-
got it like
that's
this,
beautiful.
and then I look up and she's like this.
Literally. And the best part was a lot of those kids stayed around the corner. So their parents just walk right up in the school and I let the principal know, like, hey, they coming up, security let them know, and they come right in, get them. Like that's my boundary. You can act the fool wherever else, but it's not in my classroom.
How making the transformation from that to going into the prison to work?
Ideally, when you in prison, it is like a high school, like or a college. Like you there all the time, and it be some childish stuff really going on, popularity going on, respect in other ways going on, gang affiliation going on. So I didn't really see a difference. And ideally, those who are in the system, something happened to you as a child, and you just kept physically growing, but mentally you stayed in a place that you just couldn't get from. And whatever you did or whatever you were stuck in when you commit those charges, that's the age you're at, and that happens at a lot of teenage years. So I'm dealing with kids in the prison.
I love she said that, right? And I can say this from being a guy who never really did any long-term jail time, but having friends that did it, I always say they stop at that time.
Yeah.
Right? Because they come out, and even though 5 years done passed, they still
You're
act
in that
like they
same
were at
space.
that age, right? Hypothetically, I had a family member went to the penitentiary at 19. He came out. His birth certificate said 26 years old. But when I used to talk to him, I used to be like, "Oh, you have the same mentality. You didn't grow at all mentally while you was in there."
Yeah.
And that's crazy that she said that as a person who was actually in there with the with those people.
Those are some
every day.
I don't heard
That's
that
crazy.
before I ever went to prison.
Yeah.
Before I used to hear that, but it only happens to people like it happens to a lot of them. So it can happen for people who got short time, but a lot of times I see that as people who spend a long time in it.
Yeah.
I was a back and forth. So if I got stuck, right? It is hypothetically. If I got stuck, I still came home for a second to catch up and then go back, right?
Why go back?
But because I was selling drugs. But I seen like I have an older brother. He gonna hate me when I say this. But I had an older brother and he did 20.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, what you say
At what
is most
percent?
definitely. Well, he had a 23 at 100, so he did 20 straight.
Ooh, Jesus.
But now, what he say is true.
Yeah.
But a guy who only do 2 years, and a guy who do 3, 4, 5 maybe years, and he's financially able and still have family, he's not going to get caught up like that because they got these right here in
I'm not even
prison now.
saying, bro. I think you misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not even saying they're letting technology or street shit pass them by.
It's just
I'm
their
saying
mentality.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, their conversation is the same. They can know about the newest iPhone, the newest LeBron James shoes when they get out. But when I get into a deep conversation with them,
Cognitive,
they
that
are
mindset.
still talking about.
That's what I was talking about. I disagree with that. I still disagree with
A
that.
nigga had an 8 ball. Yeah, man, he had the 8 ball 2 years ago, and man, I'm just really trying to get these bitches.
And the
man.
reason
I'm
I say
trying-
that
and I be
because
like, bro,
the reason
like-
I say that
like,
because
I'm
we got
married now, bro.
We
like,
got Robert Rochelle.
yeah,
We got
I-
Robert, whatever his name. We got
Robert
LT.
Sherrill.
Yeah, we got those type of guys
Yeah.
who was in prison for long periods of time and came home with not the same mentality that he was when he was 19.
We don't know that.
No, I'm just saying.
But we don't know how they was when they first got out.
Right,
See, we
so-
catching LT
So, yeah,
3,
LT
4
was
years
After,
free.
yeah.
We
But
catching
Robin
him
has
now.
had
But that don't mean,
multiple,
yeah,
like,
but and so we can go both ways.
Yeah.
What about if he came home and he didn't have that mind frame?
Then he will be the anomaly.
Yeah, say,
Now,
which is
we're not
some
saying
though.
all. I don't think me and Mandy is
Yeah.
saying
It's not all. Yeah,
We're
it's not
saying
all.
You can't judge.
It's majority, though.
You can't judge anything with all.
No, but it's majority
Yeah,
though.
I'm speaking my personal experience. The guys that I talk to that's done stints in a penitentiary, and it's like, damn, bro, your mind is still
There.
the same age where
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
To me,
No.
I look at you mentally, you're still 19, even though you're 20, actually 26. But
Yeah.
Your mental.
I agree
Your
with- I agree
conversation
with
is a
that.
19-year-old. I can talk to you and then go talk to my 19-year-old son, and y'all have the same conversation.
I
to me.
I agree,
You know what
but
I
I
mean?
just disagree at times because I know it's some people that I met. It's some people that I met coming home and they evolved in mentally thinking,
Yeah,
right?
because
And it's
they had
some,
that
yeah,
resilience and people was
exactly.
pouring into
And it's
them, though.
some that I met, and I agree with you. I'm like, damn, my homeboy, because it's some people. I passed to come here to come to work right here, right? I go somewhere. I go to an area that I sold poison in, right? So I go to an area where I sold so much poison in, and those guys that I see, they ain't even been to jail.
But
But they still
Yes,
stuck.
'cause it's-
but it's
it's
some
environment
guys.
based.
But it's
Thank
some
you.
guys.
It's
You
yeah.
took the
environment
words
based,
But
right
it's
out of my
some
mouth,
guys.
so
But
yeah.
it's some guys. Yeah, and I like that because it's some guys in my area that went to prison and they evolved in their mental thinking.
Yeah.
So,
undeniably.
yeah.
But
So
like,
I say that.
because we said with LT, and LT told you everything he was doing in there. He said I was reading books.
Yeah.
I was making sure I was a part of this program. I was a
Yeah.
part of this. I was cleaning up. I was the rock man. And then you got some guys who gonna go to prison and be like, oh man, I'm gonna join 9-8 Crip.
Yeah.
And
But I'ma
and
still-
hang with
Some
this
of 'em
guy
coming there
and
with
hang
that
with
mentality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
they
come,
wanna be
but they also coming in with that. I seen a million of those coming in with that mentality. But let
Yeah.
me tell you something: when they say do all them classes to go up for parole, they what they do is they'll try to they'll still have that mentality of I'm a grip, I'm this, but they'll try to do a little bit just to make parole to get back out with that mentality.
Absolutely.
So y'all right, you know, like I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Finesse
most
the system,
definitely.
but
Yeah,
I
let me
guess
hear.
you can't finesse. Look, I say you can finesse the system, but you can't play God. You gonna do what you want to do. You still getting right back up in the same spot. Okay.
So how do you unlock your mind? Because I seen you
Yeah.
say, I seen you have that on your post about how can you unlock your mind and escape the prison life when you come home?
And so for that, I outside of the class, of course, I still talk to those people. I tell them to always have a plan, like have a blueprint. But when you get outside, be aware of all the distractions that are going to be in your way. And remember your blueprint. Remember your plan.
Stick to the
remember
plan.
your resources. Stick to the plan. Because the moment you veer off that path and get a little bit distracted because someone want to go kick it or be in a space you know you're not supposed to be in, and I always say have discernment, that's where you know you're going to mess up at because your intuition is going to start biting right back at you saying, don't do it. Don't go there.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Stick to the
Stick to the
plan.
plan.
You have to stick to the plan.
You got to stick to your plan.
Yeah, so
gotta
if
stick-
you, which I've seen this, I've actually met her at one of the conferences I did in New York, and she wrote while she was locked up for like 7 years. She had a journal. She said when she get out, she's gonna go to an Ivy League school. She's going to graduate, become a lawyer, write a book. She did
Yeah.
all of that. She stuck to her plan and make sure she did not veer off of that path once she got out. You have to stick to your plan.
No, most definitely.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, tell me about what had happened was. Talk to me about that. What is that? Well, that's your
Yeah,
website, right?
That is my other baby. So what happened was it came from a conversation with my godmom. So I was actually going through a tough time with his father, a lot of legal stuff. We had
Yeah. Yeah.
so with that there was a lot of domestic violence while during the pregnancy and directly after I gave birth. Like
On both
literally-
ends? On
Yeah, on both ends.
sides?
No.
Oh.
So and it was on video.
Ah,
So-
okay.
Let no one say something.
So no.
You
You
know,
like
I
that
want-
toxic stuff.
Nah, I
But
just want to say
We
that.
can't get canceled. Relax, relax.
No, it was literally.
I'm sorry to hear
you're
that,
fine.
though. No,
It was-
but
it
I'm
was-
sorry to hear that,
It's
though.
fine. So it's literally like the second day we came home, he put his hands on me, and then the month period when I announced, like, cause I kept him a secret. Like,
Allegedly?
sure, allegedly.
Yeah, okay. Cause I don't
No, it was proven guilty, but allegedly. So at the month mark, it was a lot more done as well. I'm like, I need to start protecting. Oh, I need to start
Yeah.
protecting myself.
Now he was saying pick him up.
And,
Well.
yeah. Go ahead if you want to.
Okay.
Gracie didn't want you.
He said,
That's what we
laptop.
doing. Look at Taylor. Look. Shout out to Taylor, man. Taylor, have you ever seen a podcast like this? I can't wait to post this shit, man.
So we here with babies, but no,
Yeah.
at the 1 month mark, I finally announced like I had Zachariah and like everything I went through, because I'm like, I was really silent throughout my pregnancy, like all the neglect and abuse and stuff that I dealt with. I'm like, I'm tired of like being quiet now. Like, I ain't pregnant no more. Okay.
Oh, you was quiet when you was pregnant?
I was, cause like what
You
am I
found your
supposed to do?
voice after you had the baby.
Yeah, I
But
did.
go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I mean, I did pregnant. Like, what am I supposed to do at this point? Like, it's past the mark where you would do anything for your head. And we were just so intertwined. It's like, and the reputation that him and his family have in the city. I'm like, I just want to get this over with and be free. Like, I want my uterus free, because then I can move how I need to move for the betterment of me and my kids. And so, like I said, I made that announcement, and that came with a lot of rage from him, like actually speaking out on that.
So, what announcement? I'm sorry. What announcement? Yeah. So the announcement of you leaving him?
So I made the announcement like my pregnancy wasn't what people thought it was, because I've been quiet the whole time. Like, we're not together. Here, baby. Here. It's not what we thought it was. Like, it's just me over here, him over here. I'm fine with co-parenting, like, and like I finally, like, I had my son. Came back with a lot of backlash. I didn't care. And then
backlash, like, through his family, your family?
Yes, what? No, my family was proud of me, because they knew what I was going through. Like, they didn't even know that I was pregnant until like my 3rd trimester. Like, that's how.
Oh, you was trying to hide it.
I wasn't trying to. I was just like ashamed after a certain point, because like after what I dealt with. Oh, come here. Come on.
Yeah.
After what I dealt with, it was like, my family is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's
it's
past a certain point now. Like, we need to keep everybody safe.
Yeah.
And they were more so after I had him, like, they came down in chunks. Like, the first 3 months, everyone's here, and then my god brother moved in after that and stayed for 6 months. Like, I had that support.
Yeah.
Because they knew, like, I was just like by myself at that point. Like, we was pregnant. And so the website came into play after there was a public incident where at Fisk University, he had put his hands on me while we were there. And he got arrested there. I had got an order of protection and everything. And my godmom was like, you need to stop. Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine. She was like, I'm sorry. She was like, you need to stop being quiet about these situations.
And speak up.
Right, because, I mean, mental health aside, profession aside, like, what therapist do you know? I'm sorry. What therapist do you know comes to the forefront about this type of stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, you right.
Yeah. What professional in general do you know that's talking about any domestic, any relationship issues, any breakup? Who talks about that? Especially down here where image is really big. No more water. Okay.
Especially when you are a counselor at this time.
You're supposed to be helping people work through
right.
their problems.
And so his family used to use that against me. Like, he used to tell me, like, you're so smart. You know how to read people's minds. You should know better. And it's like, and I used to believe, I was like, I should know better. I should know better not to stay in situations and blah, blah, blah. I started beating myself up about it. But I'm like, I used to have to keep reminding myself, like, I'm human. Like, I'm not a idol. I'm not a superhero. Like, I have issues like everybody else does. So the website came from that conversation with my godmom directly after the incident. She was like, you need to start speaking up. And she was like, there's other people that's like you, professionals, regular folks that go through these things that has nobody that wants to speak up for them. So I created the website just so people can start submitting their stories about just any mental health issues, trauma, background, anything they went through that they were ever ashamed of. You don't even have to add your name to it. It can be anonymous. And I had so many stories off the rip, but a lot of them didn't want to be published. So you have the option for them to be published, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of them just wanted like validation, to be connected to a professional, just, like they see me and I see them. Yeah, and I loved it, and I still do. This website's still up, but I get a lot of stories that just come based off like wanting to be validated or wanting to be connected to somebody.
No, I love it. Tell the people what's the name of the website again.
So the website is called Well What Happened Was, and it's it's www.wellwhhw.com. So well, and then what happened was.
And it's great. It's great that you're able to tell your story. You overcame all of those situations. You know what I mean? You made it through to the other side, as they say. I guess I want to ask you now. I know that was harsh. maybe it was traumatic as far as relationship goes, and maybe it scarred you in a way. I don't know. I know I faced trauma from some of my past relationships, but I want to ask you, are you in a relationship now? Are you dating or anything like that?
Why you guys say it on camera?
We got her right there.
No.
He like, yeah, I'm gonna see what she gonna say. Cause I ain't gonna keep doing this.
No. Yeah.
Bro,
no.
it's crazy that you
so
said you
I
go through
was
trauma.
dating someone, but no, I chose to like step back,
Uh-huh.
and nothing that he did wrong.
Was it your boundaries?
It was the boundaries I had in place for myself that I didn't stick to.
Oh, it's not you, it's me type
No,
of deal.
I
That's
mean,
what
it
you.
was.
That's what you told him. It's not you, it's me.
No, I'm very forefront. So if I feel like that I'm changing myself or something's not working or that I'm compromising myself, then I'm not being true to me, and I don't need to be talking to that person.
Oh, okay.
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 I love it. I love it. I love it. Leno, you any more questions? Bro?
Yeah, that's crazy that you said you went.
Any more question for the guest?
Yeah, I
bro?
got plenty. I just can't believe you said you went through trauma in your relationship,
No,
bro. You never, bro.
You know, it's getting late in the interview. Let's try to make sure we focus on
Okay,
the
that's
guest.
crazy. I'm gonna talk to you after this, bro.
let's try
That's
to make
crazy. Look,
sure.
Taylor even like, I didn't know that.
I've been traumatized in relationships.
So I want to ask you this.
I face trauma, of course.
Yeah, we gotta-
I'll speak on it. Fuck it, because Leno, this is what Leno wants.
Okay.
I'll speak on it. I have had things happen to me in relationships that I let harbor, and it affect my relationship with the next person that I was with.
Okay, that makes perfect
You know what
sense.
I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
I ain't know
held
that,
trauma,
bro.
and it ain't even like physical or nothing. It's
No,
just,
it could
it's
just be
triggers. It's
emotional.
little,
Yeah.
emotional trauma, and it's triggers that I could be dating somebody, and as soon as they show me a little bit of that,
You run
I'll say,
off.
"Oh shit, that's a trigger. That's
Yeah.
a red flag, a big red flag."
Yeah.
Like you always say, asking me where am I going, or asking me
yeah.
where you been.
I got you.
Right?
Don't ask me
You
nothing.
always say that, right?
If I'm in a relationship,
Yeah.
I think the woman just supposed to cook and don't say nothing. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
We finna get into that.
I know, right? No, if I'm in a relationship, though, I just feel like if we like each other, we like each other, we love each other, we love each other.
Yeah.
To get to the point where we love each other, we already have to go through obstacles and
Absolutely.
things, right? So don't be my parole officer.
Yeah,
Don't ask me where I'm going, what time I'll be back. I don't know none of those questions.
So that's not a sign of her caring, though.
See, and
Especially
then
in
y'all
this
do that.
time. No, I
Listen.
mean that is a question.
Yes.
So like, I would never ask like where are you going unless you tell me. But I will ask what time you coming back based off the climate of today.
Then I
Like,
might-
you
I
have,
might
you
say-
have a window when you.
I might say I don't know. I might say this. I might say.
And I'll say keep me posted, please, so I know you're safe.
There you go.
Oh,
You can't argue with
Yeah,
that.
I gotta argue with that.
You
Why?
can't. Stop
Why?
No,
See,
because
you
listen,
traumatized. You the one traumatized.
No, I'm not
Now, he the one that
traumatized.
caused the trauma. He
Yeah,
told
you want to argue.
This is
You
what I
just
like.
wanna
This-
argue.
I don't like to argue, but I like to argue.
I know
But
you
this is
Why?
no, not with the person I'm in a relationship
No.
with. But when you get to asking those type of questions, when you
Yeah.
ask those questions, like I can say, "Hey, I'm about to shoot the Boopy house," right? If I say that, you know I'm going to Boopy house. I shouldn't have. It is not a curfew. You're not giving me a curfew. But a lot of women like to do this. They'll say, "Oh, what time you gonna be back?" Then you, because you don't want to lie. Because I might say this. I'm thinking when I get over his house, couple conversations, hour, right?
Yeah.
I might get over his house, and he might have 3-4 girls over.
strippers,
And
barbecue,
now I'm excited.
Why?
cocaine, the whole
Well,
nine.
nah.
Wait a
going
minute.
crazy.
Wait a minute.
Oh, tap that right there, cause no, but seriously, I might get over his house, and then I might get over my home. This is my best friend. I might
So
get over his.
how I operate is if I know you're going to like your best friend's house, as I would go to my best friend's house, I would say I will let you know when I'm home. Like I'm not gonna ask the time frame because you.
Do they got curfew?
Stuff gets out of control. My man does not have no curfew.
Okay, so he can come home 6-7 o'clock in the morning, and you ain't really tripping about that.
At 6 o'clock, I'm up getting ready for work. So what you doing coming in?
How about you keep it boop, man? Boop,
It got crazy.
No,
it
we
got
got
crazy
work
at Leno house.
Okay, so
Well,
you,
no,
should,
you
you
got-
should have spent the night and stayed
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna kiss
See,
you.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
So
listen, if
ahead.
you're coming in past a point, so say our household cutoff time to lock the doors is like 1 o'clock, right?
Who? Okay,
Listen,
yeah.
listen.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Safety precautions, all that stuff. Say
Okay.
say we're
1 o'clock, lock doors.
Yes, mental cutoff time. So like we have game nights. Anytime you come over, we're not in the same house for the night. Our cutoff time to lock the doors, turn on alarms, all that stuff is 1 o'clock.
Okay.
After that point, you on your own, bucko. Like, why? Why come after that mark? I'd rather you be where you are because that means you're having too much fun, which means you're drinking and driving. I'd rather you be safe, sleep it off there, and then come back the next day.
I Ubered over there, and I'm gonna Uber back home.
You know how many times I had to call this guy?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get drunk. We're getting drunk tonight, baby. We're getting drunk.
I had a relationship like that where I didn't like because I had to call him and say, "Hey, bro, she got the stick on the door."
Well,
she got the stick on the door.
That's the boundary.
But I don't let her do it twice. After that, I gotta go.
Yeah.
After that, I can't be in a relationship no more.
So questions: why do you feel so safe to come and go as freely as you want if a boundary is already set in place?
Because it's already safe for her to do it. I don't do nothing that I don't
Have
do
you
nothing.
all gotten to that point to where she feels comfortable with you doing it in return?
At that
she doesn't
time?
have to.
Nah. At that time, a lot of women act like that they have these.
Just her.
Well, no, I'm going by my history of women.
Okay.
A lot of women that I date have said the same thing, like, "Oh no, I don't do that. I don't do that." But then, as soon as you really get in a serious relationship with them, they do that. They'll be like, cause like you just said, you listen to what you just said. You just said 1 o'clock is our.
Yeah, it shut down.
It shut down.
The club don't.
First of all, I do the day stuff.
Yeah,
I gotta be in your ear, bro. And the club is
anytime
high, bro.
after 12:30, I'm coming.
See
home.
that what
that's
I'm
kind of
saying?
crazy though, Mandy.
But that's just me though.
And
like,
I said
just me.
That's your
And
new
I
boyfriend.
hear you,
too,
Mandy.
though.
No, it's not because first off, not
He
your
can push it
boyfriend.
to He can push it to 4.
No. Whoever got sends my way. But my thing is that you're gonna have your house, I'm gonna have my house. So if you're saying you want to come over and you're giving me like a time frame, that's what I'm saying. If the time frame you saying, oh, we still out, I'm gonna come like around 3 or after 3 a.m. Then I know to not have those stuff on the doors. But there's no communication in between.
Exactly.
My normal cutoff time.
Yes.
1 a.m.
And I like you saying that because that was gonna be my question. Like,
Yes.
I'm sure that 1 a.m. is negotiable.
Yes, if communication's
long as
in
I don't
place.
keep doing it. You see what I'm saying?
Why
But
you
then
can't
again,
keep doing it?
Every now and again.
Right.
Hey, baby, look, I know you lock up your house at 1. Today it got a little crazy. And I mean, it might be 2:30 when I get over there, and I'm sure it's negotiable.
That solves a lot of things. But if you just doing it just to do it and pop up, knowing that maybe your person don't like pop ups, you SOL.
Give me a key then.
Do you deserve a key?
No, but just give me a key if you don't want me in the house.
You don't deserve a key. You the answer. You the answer right there.
Crazy, man.
That's what we like to do, man. Listen, this is probably going to go down as my favorite.
Bless you.
As my favorite episode right here.
You can't even show love because it's off the chain.
Hey, listen,
Go
man.
ahead.
This is probably going to be my favorite episode that I ever got to do, because the rawness, the authentic, just how we. Just this right here, because what we fail to realize at times, and this is off subject but on subject, is that we have a lot of life still lifing for us.
Absolutely.
Chasing our dreams.
Absolutely.
Working, being a parent. It's so much things that's still going on when you're trying to achieve, especially on something that you're doing, because you try to give life to other people, right? You're a very great counselor, and we still got other things that we got to take care of. So just having your son here and like, yo, I'm on my way. I'm coming, but I got my son.
But now you see why I had that name though, because ideally, my therapist, I'm a therapist. My therapist is the same way. She lets me know, like, look, we gonna clock in a second, but I got something going on. I'm like, me too. Cool beans. And even when I go to speaking engagements or just in general, like, people know, like, I'm a mom first. Like, if I can't do a drop off.
Most
happens. Life happens. Life
or,
happens. It actually, to me, it shows resilience. Like, okay, because you could easily say, "Hey, I can't drop them off, or I can't take them here or take them there. So I'm just gonna reschedule with you guys." But you're like, "No, yo, I got my son. It is what it is. I'm bringing them in your end of the bargain, and that's resilience."
And I love that. And I love that. So before we go, I want to ask you this. I got to do this because on a post I seen, how do you feel about children and mental health?
I wish that it was spoken about more. I realize down here now it's like an up and coming thing because now people are running to social media like TikTok to figure out what's wrong with them. I know, like with my oldest, she has like ADHD, right?
Okay.
And so with her, she tells me, like, I'm feeling really anxious today. I'm feeling really low today. And, let that be us back in the day. Mom, like, I'm going to give you something to feel low about.
Yeah,
go wash these dishes.
Most definitely.
And so me.
I think that's how we supposed to be again still. But okay, I got you.
Toxic.
Yeah.
And so me. having the grace to be in all these spaces, I have a little bit more understanding. Like, it's either something's like really wrong that needs to be brought to my attention, or like, we could work through this, go wash the dishes. But I feel like kids should speak up more, minus this one, of course, about what's wrong. Definitely should say, like, if they need extra help, because a lot of behavior issues lie within, like, mental health.
Okay.
So, like, she used to have a lot of compulsiveness. Like, she will, like, just take something without saying something. I'm like, where is that coming from? Just, like, she just has to keep touching stuff. Even, like, with him, he tested on the spectrum. Like, even when he has, like, these little outbursts and stuff like that, like, I'm not getting upset. It's just, it just happens. His first emotion, honestly, all his emotions come up in a bunch, and then she just picks one and just acts out as she sees. And that's nothing to be upset about. It's just, I tell parents all the time, like, stop silencing your kids, because you're creating more problems when they become adults than they are as a child. So, like, we got told to shut up a lot, or, dry them tears and, like, hit our chest and be a big girl, be a big boy. No, I want to be a kid right now. Like, I'm feeling really low. Like, something's really wrong with me. Like, don't tell me to be quiet. And as you see, a lot of these adults now get told to be quiet as kids, acting a fool. Like, running amok and causing the most issues, the most problems. So, I was told to do this when I was young, so I've been doing this. And no, like, understand kids have mental health issues too. It start off in adolescence and it grows from there. It's like a tree. Water it and it grows with great fruit.
Absolutely.
But you don't water it, you neglect it, like, it's just gonna wither away. You don't want your child to wither away.
There you go.
I love it.
He always said, quit doing that, bro.
See, y'all like the perfect duo.
I know. I don't like him, bro. I'm sorry.
You love him.
I'm on. Let me pull back the curtain. There you go. Let's get up on. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Don't pull it back there. When he say there you go. Hey, when a podcaster say there you go, that means thank you, girl. We finna wrap this up. I hate to say it, but shout out to you though, man.
Yes.
I do want to say this though, for real. I do want to make sure she gets my bad. I have been doing that all day. Like, that means shut up. I do want to. I do want you to tell the people your socials though, man.
Yeah. So my Instagram is _relatable_counselor. So the relatable counselor, and it's Mandii with 2 I's. So it's Mandii. You can literally type that in and I'll pop up.
Okay.
I love it. Lionel, what you think about this show, bro?
I love it.
Experience, right?
Definitely an experience.
Definitely an experience. Definitely. In my mind, I've been thinking, how in the hell am I going to put this out? But I'm like, you know what? It can happen, though. It can happen, because I do want people to understand, man, that chasing your dreams and just being, like you said, resilient, of not stopping and not letting nothing come in. But I also want to talk to you about, before we end, just being a relatable counselor, being somebody that we can run to, we can talk about our problems and not be judged. I think that's one of the highest things for me, is to be able to talk to somebody and not get judged, because I like to keep it 100% and I like to say exactly what's on my mind and what I'm going through. So I want to, and sometimes you got to curve it, because you don't want that person to really know that, I'm that type of person. Like, he like to go to strip clubs on Tuesdays. And I try to tell him, bro, stop going to strip clubs on Tuesdays. But he like it, right?
Tuesdays.
Yeah.
They got tacos?
No. The other T word.
Oh, well.
What's the other T word?
Milk.
Milk. Tequila.
Melons.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, look, I don't know what's going on. But no, I had a good time though. Honestly, I really did. Just being able, this been in a year in the work. We got plenty of more come.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, he got to give his.
Thank you for coming, man. You trying to take my job? That's what you trying to do.
Grabbing that mic.
You trying to take my job?
But don't hide yourself from, like, if you ever have a therapist, don't hide your true self from them, because that's the only way we know, like, what's truly going on with you. Like, I had very raw
conversations.
Very raw. That's the only way I can help you. If you're hiding stuff from me,
then you can't.
How am I supposed to
sound like
help
my
you?
lawyer. My lawyer told me that.
My lawyer tells me that too.
My lawyer told me, he said, hey, man, to beat this drug case, you got to tell me the truth.
Same thing the
cops
cops
I don't got them type of
Same
problems.
thing the cops will tell you. The cops will tell you, hey,
well,
man,
don't never tell them.
I can only help you.
But But I mean, it's true. Like, that's why social media is the way it is.
I'm just telling you what it is.
Head ass.
Look, yeah. No, but we did. Y'all already know, man. We got Lano XL right here, man.
Yes,
18 pockets. I am so happy. This is my mushy moment, man. The relatable
Mushy.
counselor has
It's
came.
fire.
She has shut this podcast down. This is a one in a lifetime. Something I have never experienced. I have experienced, and I
Yes,
like
Sirski.
it. And I like it,
Yes,
man.
Sirski.
So
I
y'all
love
already
it.
know what I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I got two things to say, man. Get money, stay true, get money.
And listen, family, if nobody told you today that they love you, let me be the first one to tell you that I love you. I love you. I love you.
Aw.
You're beautiful, man. Peace.
Peace.